The kids have been waiting for this weather to get out on their bikes. Mine have already been out, but when you pull the bikes out for the first ride, it can often be really clear that your child has outgrown last year's model. So here to help us get the right size of the bicycle for your child is Andrew Conway, a Sport Chek national trainer, and Luke, who's 9, who is in the market for a new bike. All right. Thanks so much for being here, you guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So this is the time of year when this is like all over the place right now. Every parent must be coming in and saying, we need a new bike. So where do we start?
Yeah, well, like you said, as soon as that summer months and the spring months kind of flip on, everybody's pouring into the stores to get a new bike. So really the first thing we start with any kid is just getting the right size bike. So hopefully we can kind of walk Luke through on sizing up a bike properly.
Sure.
And what we'll do is we've got him here. Let's demo it out.
Let's demo it out. Okay.
Get him to hop on the bike.
So Luke's 9. Why don't you hop on the bike?
So one of the things that we first look for, and this is an assessment that we would do within our store, is get somebody to actually hop on the bike, and then we size up the frame itself. So there's 2 parts to getting the right bike. The first is sizing it and then fitting it.
Okay.
So what I would get Luke to do here is, Luke, I'm going to get you to stand just over this top tube. So just move right forward. So what we're looking for here is just a little bit of a gap to make sure that there's not going to be any major incidents if he falls forward on the bike, just giving a little bit more clearance.
So his feet are flat on the ground. Is that what you need?
Yeah, so typically when you're at the front of the bike here, the perfect fit is having about an inch of clearance underneath the frame.
Okay.
So at this point, Luke looks like he's ready to grow. I think he's going to be probably fitting this bike pretty soon. This is just on the big side, but this is pretty much perfect going into the season and getting comfortable back out on the bike.
Kids do that; they keep growing.
Absolutely.
They just do that. Okay, perfect.
So one of the next things that we would look at is actually fitting up the bike properly. So all of our bikes, the kid sizes are actually sized based on the wheel size.
Okay.
So we carry a range from 12-inch, 16-inch, 20-inch, and then this is our 24-inch bike. So it's the model after this goes up to adult.
Oh, okay.
So this would be most appropriate for somebody who's 9 to 11. And what we would do after this is just make sure that it's actually fit properly. So within our 24-inch bikes, we have a range of different bikes with all different fits. So we would want to make sure that he's not too stretched out on the frame. So the next thing that we would do when assessing in store is, Luke, I'll get you to hop on your seat there. And I'll get you to put your feet on the pedals. So what we're looking for at this point is that he's not overarched and really stretched out on the bike. That's one of the biggest common mistakes, is getting a bike that's way too big.
Right,
and
so that they're going like this.
Exactly.
Okay,
and it can lead to a lot more injury. It keeps the customer safe. And it's also just going to make sure that, that Luke feels more comfortable turning and steering on the bike.
Sure.
So early season, if we were fitting up this bike, we would probably keep the seat on a lower position like it is.
Okay.
Just so that if Luke were to fall over, and I'm just going to lean this over a little bit, and you can put your foot down, he can actually catch himself without slipping out on the bike. So.
Okay. How does it feel, Luke, this bike?
Pretty nice.
Is it pretty nice?
Yeah.
What do you think? Tell Mom maybe this is the one for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Luke likes this bike. Okay, so you've got the right bike. You've got the right fit. What about safety? That's something that needs to be factored in.
Yeah, so kind of on that note, there's the first thing that I always recommend is just parents should be advised of what style bike they're looking for, and get a little bit of information before coming into our stores to make sure that we're getting the right size bike. When it comes to safety, size is the most important factor. So obviously wearing your helmet and getting a bell on there is important. But if we're not sizing the bike properly, we're already putting them at a disadvantage.
Okay.
So the first thing they can do is actually on all of our bikes, our Diadora bikes here, on the down tube, there's a sizing metric that they can use for reference. And then online, you can actually look at that, compare some bikes, and it'll talk a little bit about the fit and style. So coming with that information prepared is only going to keep them safer when they're on the bike.
Wonderful, because of course we want the kids to have fun, but stay safe while they're out there.
Absolutely.
Andrew, thank you so much. We're out of time, but this is great information for all the parents out there. Thanks so much for being here.